Welcome to the FileCenter Demonstration. My name is Kevin Anderson. I'm going to be the host of today's demonstration. First and foremost, I just wanted to welcome you and kind of start the introduction of the FileCenter product. During this demonstration, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go over the layout of the software. We're going to talk about how to create new clients or vendors, employees, etc. And then we're going to talk about how to get documents into those particular locations. And then we'll also talk about some of the different tools that are there and available inside of the FileCenter software to help you be more efficient and effective in your office. So first and foremost, what we want to talk about is kind of just the layout. So you'll see here it's a pretty easy to look at system. What we do is we mimic a physical file cabinet. And what I mean by that is when you think of a physical file cabinet, you've got your cabinet, you got drawers, you got folders, you got files. So the same concept is here within the FileCenter software. So up here along the top, I have a drop down for all of my different file cabinets, and I've got a lot here. Inside of each one of those cabinets, we have drawers, and those drawers over here on the left-hand side will represent your client. It could represent a vendor, an employee, etc. Okay, and so just something that you can kind of organize things to be able to easily find things later on. Once you enter into a drawer, what you're going to see is a list of folders that you might have, and you can create these so that they're consistent, or you can create them on the fly depending on what you're trying to accomplish within the software. And then once you enter into a folder, we can see here over on the right hand side, we can see a list of all of our different documents. And when I come in and I click on a file over on the right hand side, you'll be able to see a preview of that document available to you. And you can preview any type of file types here. This just happens to be a PDF. We've got emails, we have Word documents, Excel, JPEGs, whatever you would like to have. Again, you can be able to preview those here in the screen. Now, all these documents and cabinets and everything like that, just so that you're aware, this is all something that it can be stored locally on your individual computer. It can be stored on a server. It can even be stored within cloud drives like Microsoft OneDrive or SharePoint, Google Drive, Dropbox, etc. And so those are just some things that you should just be aware of, that you can have some flexibility in where you want your documents to actually be stored. Okay, so also kind of with the layout here, up here along the top, we've got a home tab, we've got inbox, we have our manage tab, PDF editor, image editor, a search, and then also a portal. Just to kind of give you an idea, the home tab is just where you can come in and you can see all your license information and some of the account information that you might have with FileCenter. The inbox is what this is this is a way that you can come in and you can monitor folders that are on your server somewhere else. It could be a folder that maybe your big copy machine actually scans directly to on your network. And so this is a way that you can look at it. You can then see your file cabinet system down here below, and then you can move those documents from up above down to where they need to reside going forward. I'll skip the Manage tab here real quick, just for a second. The PDF editor, so FileCenter actually has a PDF editor. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that here later on in the demonstration, but this is where you can come in and you can open up your PDF files and edit them, and it'll be similar to like Adobe. Image editor is very similar as well, just there's sometimes you get certain types of images that are not PDFs, and if you would like to be able to come in and edit those documents, you can come and do that here as well. The search, there's actually going to be two different ways to search, and we'll talk about that as well, but this is just one of those areas that you can come in and search for your files. And then the portal is a secure client sharing of files that you can come in and be able to share those more securely versus emailing things that have sensitive information. You can always check out another one of our presentations on the portal. We're not going to discuss that here today, but this is just a way that you understand that there is some sharing capabilities of documents that you want to share with your clients or employees, etc. Okay, let's jump back over here to the Manage window. This is the main window that you're always going to be within for the most part. And so this is where, again, everything is structured. So let's say, for instance, that I have a brand new client, and so I want to create a new client inside of this cabinet. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to come up here to where it says Drawers, and I'm going to come in and select New Drawer. This is where I can come in and just name things for me. So let's say, for instance, that I'm going to create one for Eleanor Roosevelt, if I can spell here. And I probably am totally not spelling this correctly anyway. So we'll go ahead and we name our drawer, and then here is our folder structure. So folder structures is something that you can come in and customize to be able to make your own and be consistent in the way that you're creating all the folders for each one of your clients or employees and vendors, etc. So you can see, for instance, in this case, it's got a 2023 folder and some subfolders underneath. And so if I like that one, I can select it, or I can come in and I can look at a list of all the different templates that I might have. So like, here's an accounts payable, or maybe if I come down and I want to see like an HR or something like that, I could come down and find one of these other templates that I might have, so that way I can come in and be consistent in the way that I'm naming my folders each time. So once we select the template that we want, we just come in and we click OK. And so here's our new Eleanor Roosevelt. and so here's my drawer, and here's my folder structure that we just applied, and it just creates that consistency. Kind of approaching that same realm here is that, just like with templates, if we come in here and we look here, here's the list of all of my templates, and it's super simple to come in and name these. You just name your template, you come in and you add folders, you can add subfolders underneath that, etc., and then you can have that structure. So just like that, in the naming consistency of our folder structure, we also have ways that we can name documents and have them be consistent in the way that you want those to be named. And you can even create lists of those. So I can come in here and I can create a list of all the different tax documents or human resources documents, or things like that, so that way I can come in when I name my files, and you'll see that here when we are starting to show on how to name files when you're storing them. These things will actually come up, but that'll create that consistency in the way that you name files. There's nothing more frustrating for when like people go to look for a document and they're looking for an engagement letter or something like that, but somebody abbreviates and they put ENGLTR or engagement LTR, and because of that, then when you go to search, it might be more difficult to find because of that. So this is just that way of creating that consistency. Okay, so let's go into that now. Like, let's talk about how we actually can get documents into FileCenter. The number one way is that you can actually come in here and you can print documents, you can scan documents, you can drag and drop, you can use Outlook, etc. So let's just come in here, for instance, if I have this document that I've just created and I want to print this now to FileCenter, all I need to do is come down, click on File and Print, and instead of selecting your LaserJet printer, you're going to come in and select the FileCenter PDF printer. Once we do that, we click on Print. It's going to print that document right over to FileCenter. It's going to actually pop up and it will remember the last known location that you were on. So if you were wanting to store this to Eleanor, you can actually go in and it's already selected her. And so now you can come into the folder that you want to store it to, and then you can come in and name that document, click on Save, and then be able to save that as a PDF. Now, we talked about those predefined document names. Here, like if I hit this drop down here, I can actually come in and see all these lists of different document names that I might want to name that file. So once I come in and I click on that, now I can click Save, and now that document has now been stored to Eleanor Roosevelt. And so I can come in, I can see that document, and now that's been printed to PDF. Okay. Same thing also goes with scanning. Like I have a little Canon scanner that sits right here on my desktop. If I want to come in and I'm storing that document, I can come in again, select a folder that I want it to go to, and then once I come up here and I click on the scan icon, What this will do is it'll allow me to come in, I can name my file again. So here's my list of different predefined document names. I can come and select that. And then once I'm ready, I just go ahead and click on the Start Scan button. And that will scan my documents and bring those documents right into FileCenter. I even have OCR, which is optical character recognition, and so it's making the scanned image a text searchable file. And so now I've got this document here that we just scanned in, and I've got all 5 pages here. Okay, and so it just makes it super easy. Again, another way that you can bring documents in is just dragging and dropping. So you can drag and drop from your desktop or from a folder on your network somewhere or on your computer somewhere and bring them right into FileCenter, and it'll have those different document types there. You can also come in and take like an Excel document and click on File, Save As, and then when you come in and you click on Browse, what's that's going to do is it's going to launch the FileCenter Save dialog box again, and then this time you'll actually notice that the file type is going to be an Excel workbook. So once I come in and I click Save, now I can come in and you'll see that here's that document here, and now if I double click on it, it'll open it back up into Excel. I can work on it, save it, and it'll just save it directly back into FileCenter. You can also do that within Outlook. So this is one of my favorite things to do. I store most of my emails that way inside of FileCenter. So here we've got this document that this email that I've received. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come in and I can, for instance, take this correspondence folder, and I want to come in and I want to save this email, and it has an attachment. Now I can come in, you'll see that this little box will show up. It'll have the subject line of my email address. It'll also have the attachments. These 2 image files are just from the email signature, so I might not want those, but I want to save the attachments separately, but I don't want those images. So I can actually remove those 2 images but keep the PDF. And now when I click on Save, I now have the email here as well as the attachment that they were providing. Okay. All right, so really quickly, just to recap, we just talked about how to create your drawers and apply templates. We talked about how to name files when you're storing the documents, and then those storing of files were really done by either printing documents to the system, scanning documents directly into it, dragging and dropping, and then using things like Outlook and Excel and things like that to save it into its native formats. Okay, so now let's go ahead and hop right into how to search for documents. And so there's 2 different spots that you can search. There's a search icon or a search button right here where you can come and click on search, and you can search either the content or the file. So like the file name. So if you're searching the content within the document, that's where documents that have been scanned need to be OCR'd or have that optical character recognition run on those documents if they've been scanned. If they're printed directly into FileCenter, typically those already have text searchable content. And so that's where you can come in and use that text searchable content. Or you can, again, use just the searching of the files, and then you can come in and put your file name in that you're looking for. So if I was looking for FileCenter Renewal, I could come in and do that search. I can search the entire file cabinet, or I can search just this individual location, click on search, and then it will find that document for me. I can then click on it and then be able to see that file. There's also, like I mentioned earlier, I can also search up here as well. So I can come up, click on search. Again, I have the same kind of content search or file search here, put in that information, but then I can also come in and put more criteria. I can put in that it's a certain type of file type, like a Word document, PDF, JPEG, etc. I can put in like a date range that I want to look for, because sometimes we just don't remember those things. But then I can also come in and again search either the whole hard drive in this particular case. So that means even the things that are not stored in FileCenter I can search on, or I can search individual cabinets and I can come in and select which cabinets I want. And then I just hit the search window here. So if I come up, we'll just do a quick search on tax return and do a search. Now I have 21 results that came in. If I wanted to narrow that down and say tax return and Lincoln or something like that, I can do that. But I can also come in, if I see this document, I can turn on my preview again here in this window, select the document, see the file, and then what's really cool is that you can come up here and click on locate, this button up along the top. And when I do that, it'll actually perform the search, find the client, find the folder location, and then select the document and have that ready for you so that you can see any of the other supporting documents that might be in that same folder. Okay, so the search is really a powerful thing. Now, we mentioned also that FileCenter has a PDF editor that is included in the software. To access that software, you just double click on that file. You're going to come in, you're going to click on Open in that PDF editor tab. You can also open that in your default PDF program. That might be Foxit or Adobe. And so like if you're paying for those subscriptions already, then you can go ahead and continue to use those. Or if you really wanted to save money, you're going to be able to use the FileCenter PDF editor, and you could cancel those memberships with the Foxit or the Adobe subscriptions, and just use our system, because it will have all the same similar tools that you're going to have in there. So what we're going to do is we want to open that into the PDF editor tab. This is where I'll come in, I'll click OK. Here's the document over here on our screen. I can even come in and I can see like all the thumbnails for this as well. You can either make this bigger, like wider, or you can make it more narrow. And this will just allow you to come in and do those, just be able to add that and see more of your document if you want to. But now this is where you can come in, you can highlight things. So if I wanted to highlight, I can do that. I can strike, I can put little comment boxes, I can redact, and do all the other different things that are in here inside of the PDF editor. But this will allow you to come in and make those changes that you need to make. Okay. Once you're done, you can just go ahead and click on to basically close this, and then it'll prompt you to go ahead and save your changes. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then just like that, when I come in, I'll even be able to see some of those different comments or redactions or things like that I've made on that preview. Now you'll also notice that I even have some of those same tools here in the preview of the FileCenter system, so that way I don't even necessarily have to go into the PDF editor to do that. If I needed more tools or things like that, I might be able to go do that, but you can turn on some of those tool features here so that you can actually do your editing right in the preview window. Okay, so now let's talk real fast about some other PDF tools that are available. We have some tools that will help you extract pages, combine pages, also be able to convert documents as well. So I can even come in and select a particular file. Let's go ahead and come back here to Eleanor. And so here's this document, this engagement letter, or this document, or the legal document that it is. We saw that this is a PDF, and what I can actually do is come in here and click on convert. And when I do that, it's going to allow me to come in and convert it to a different file type. I can even put it to WordPerfect or Word document, Excel, PowerPoint, and so it just makes it so that way it's just super easy for you to go in and do. And so you can start that conversion, and just like that, I now have a Word document that is available to me to go in and edit things a little bit more in detail, or redo something, depending on what you're looking to do. Again, you can come in and you can combine documents, so you can select the files that you want to combine. Come up here and click on the combine icon, and then you can see that here's the documents. It puts it into the order that you've got it selected, but if you wanted to come in and move that up so that this document was at the first part, you can do that. And then you can either name that file something different, or I can overwrite a document that was listed above. In this case, we're going to create a new file. We're going to come in here and call it a client copy, and then we'll just go ahead and click OK. And then just like that, here's our new client copy of that document in the order that we wanted it to be. Okay. You can also extract files. So if I wanted to come in here and I wanted to extract certain pages, I can even come in and say, hey, I wanted pages 1 through 2 and then 5 through 7. And I can come in and name that client copy 2, click OK, and then it'll have just those 5 documents that we had extracted out. All right, so as we kind of approach the end of this particular demonstration, first thing I wanted to just say is, again, thanks for your time, but there's a couple things that I wanted to just quickly address. Is here on this page that you're looking at, down below, there's a spot where you can actually sign up for a free trial. You can contact our sales department and actually get a more one-on-one conversation that answers some questions that you might have, or you can also schedule a call with our sales team, and they can either go into a more in-depth presentation for you and go more one-off so that you can actually see and answer or have your answers to your questions during that call, and they'll be able to walk you through that and answer those questions. So you can go ahead and choose one of those 3 items. Again, we do have a free trial, so you can set that up and download the software and be able to start using it and playing around with it. You can also make a purchase of the software here on the website as well. And we do have a money-back guarantee. It's a 30-day money-back guarantee. And so that is also really helpful for people to really get in there, play with it, and have the full version of the software available. And then if things just didn't work out for you, you could go ahead and return. We have 3 different flavors of our software. We have a standard version, which is more of a home-based software. And then we have a Pro and a Pro Plus version, and our sales team can kind of go over some of those details of what that's going to look like. Again, thank you for attending the webinar or the demonstration of the FileCenter software. I hope you were able to get some clarity of what the FileCenter software does, and I will look forward to chatting with you if you have any questions. Thanks.